This is one thing. The other thing which is biting my mind is that uh, we all talk of the climate issue, the climate resilience, many things we are. Now the question would be, you see, the climate will always change. It will always, there will be more rains, there will be less rains, there will be. Now, how are we going to address that? I mean, do you feel that we will develop a species which will be resilient to the climate variations of climate? That's a very long-term process. The question is, how do you mitigate the more things? You produce a system where you have lower environmental variables and just to produce it. So I feel the strategy on climate issue would be more of a mitigation and circumventing the impacts than perhaps trying to evolve a system which we never know. Because in climate, what is happening? We don't have a sphere of influence. I cannot control the climate. You see, fundamentally, as a scientist, the climate is something which is forced on me. So I have to adjust my thinking as per the climate. I cannot say this is the ideal climate. The question is going on change. So therefore, maybe we have to retweak our approach in that context. And the last point which I want to suggest is that I feel the cold water has to. One thing is because of the manpower, facilities, and other things. Now, in aquaculture, how we to put, because time allocation is very important. Maybe the manpower allocation of priority would be more focused towards aquaculture than perhaps aquatourism. Now, for instance, if we put a perspective on aquatourism, the question would be, do we is that a priority for us, or it is a priority for some other sector? We can help we can give an advisory but not directly get involved in aquaculture depending on our strategy or to focus on. When we talk of farming system, we should talk of farming system alone. Now, other thing which is this is an issue which the institute should address. Say, for instance, in bottom water fisheries, we always have developed, we have thought of that is called the integrated farming system. Now, the question is, have we really any thought on any farming systems for the hill? I mean, I will not say that because is it possible? For instance, if there is an apple orchard, is a paddy, it is any other crop based model. Can there be a fish based model as well? But we don't know because we don't have, because water resources in pondage in the hills are very less. So we could not have. Could it be done with the veterinary group? Say, for instance, poultry or fishery, or we have not evolved an integrated model for hills. Perhaps we need to look into more on a scientific database. And these are my some of the suggestions. They are doing wonderful job, but my only point was that we need to prioritize, and because one research or one activity should flow into the other activity. They should not be looking as a standalone or in silos. If I am doing a genome, so it ends up with the genome. But how does genome solve a problem which is at hand? So I feel some prioritization is perhaps required. And I wish the director a grand success. They have done wonderful work under the leadership of the DDG, who has been leading from the front and guiding the institute to achieve whatever they have achieved. Thanks very much. They are some of my thoughts which I wanted to share. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
या बीजी माइक ऑफ है, माइक ऑफ है.
Right.
हमारी वाशिष्ठ में कहा गया है कि प्रयत्न बगैर सब असंभव और यत्न और युक्ति से सब संभव. निदेशक महोदय और हमारे निदेशालय का प्रयास कि आज अखिल भारत के इतने बड़े विद्वान और वैज्ञानिक अपने आशीर्वाद से हमें अनुग्रहित कर रहे हैं. इसी क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए पूर्व निदेशक सिफरी बैरकपुर एवं रिसर्च एडवाइजरी कमेटी के चेयरमैन के रूप में जिनके अनुभव से हम लाभान्वित होते रहे हैं, डॉक्टर M.R. सिन्हा जी की हम उनसे निवेदन करते हैं कि अपने अनुभव से हमें आशीर्वाद दें।
हेलो हेलो
यस सर, यू आर ऑडिबल सर।
डॉक्टर जेना, डॉक्टर शर्मा and my other senior fishery world friends, I have only very brief things to say. I have somehow been associated with this Directorate of Cold Water Fishery Research for last about 10 years in a very close way as a chairman of its QRT and thereafter as chairman of its RSC. So during this period, I had the privilege with three directors of this DCFR. One was Dr. Bharat, who was officiating director at that time. Second was Dr. A.K. Singh. And third, the present director, Dr. D.C. Sharma. I feel the DCFR has really made a great improvement, I will say, advancement, what you can call, in all areas of which it deserves. And during this period of about last 10 years, which I have observed, it has developed both in terms of manpower, in terms of infrastructure, and in terms of research output. This was my feeling during my association with this DCFR. And the thing is this, that I feel I have only two, three suggestions. One is this, that I have always been emphasizing with the then directors of the DCFR that when we talk about cold water fisheries, we talk only about trout and mahasi. They are rich man's fish, they are not common man's fish. I have always opined. So I feel that all right, you lay emphasis on trout and mahasi in cold water areas, but side by side, a true emphasis need be laid to the cheaper hilly stream varieties of fish, because actually that is the area which a common fisherman or a common fish eater of the area will be able to afford. Trout and mahasir cannot be afforded by each and everyone. It's a rich man's fish. It is always said. So I feel that the CFR should further strengthen its research in this area. And the second part, second recommendation of mine, which I have been making right from the time I was chairman of QRT and even during the last foundation day meeting where the DDG Dr. Jena was present and he promised me this thing will be done, was this, that this a single center at one place at Bhimtal cannot cater to the entire country. This DCFR need to have centers in the different suitable areas of the country, because it is practically impossible for a man to go from Bhimtal all the way to south and work on the development of hill stations. So, like what they have been doing, I appreciate their effort. They have been doing right even in Arunachal and even in the JNK. But if a center is opened in all the four, at least four areas of the country to work on this, I think this will be of much more use. And during the last Foundation Day meeting, I remember Dr. Jena promised me this, that this will be done either by opening a center, either by converting it into a institute or allowing the DCFR, which in principle is not, directorate is not empowered to have centers, allowing it to have centers in the other parts of the country also. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
धन्यवाद सर। अगले क्रम के लिए हम अनुरोध करेंगे FAO विशेषज्ञ retired ADG World Fish Center, World Food Prize laureate, ICAR CIFE, श्रद्धेय डॉक्टर MV गुप्ता जी से। संभवतः अभी डॉक्टर MV गुप्ता जी ज्वाइन होना बाकी है।
अभी ज्वाइन किए थे
जी।
थोड़ा डॉक्टर देवजीत थोड़ा फोन करके पूछिए, यू कैन गो टू नेक्स्ट समवन बट फोन करके पूछ लीजिए।
ओके सर, ओके सर। मैं फोन करता हूं। सौभाग्य से हमारे मध्य फॉर्मर वाइस चांसलर और डायरेक्टर ICAR CIFE मुंबई और वर्तमान में RAC के माननीय चेयरमैन डॉक्टर WS लाखड़ा जी उपस्थित हैं। विनम्र अनुरोध है कि अपने अनुभवों से हमें लाभान्वित और प्रेरित करने की कृपा करेंगे।
The chief guest of today's function, Dr. J.K. Jana Sahab, the DDG Fisheries, आदरणीय डॉक्टर MV गुप्ता जी, आदरणीय डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार जी, आदरणीय डॉक्टर M सिन्हा जी और वहाँ पे उपस्थित और हमारे इस नेटवर्क से जुड़े हुए डॉक्टर के वास, PK सिंह, हमारे दोनों ADG ICR, डॉक्टर मोहंती, डॉक्टर प्रवीण, और मैं देख रहा हूँ कि डॉक्टर सुगनन, डॉक्टर बासवराजू और डायरेक्टर्स ऑफ द स्टेट्स ऑफ अरुणाचल, हिमाचल एंड मे बी समबडी फ्रॉम उत्तराखंड। सो सबको गुड आफ्टरनून। और DCFR, सबसे पहले आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई। हैप्पी फाउंडेशन डे DCFR फैमिली, मेरी शुभकामनाएं और सबको बहुत बहुत हार्दिक बधाई। अभी जो आज का जो दिन है बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। 33 साल DCFR की जर्नी रही है। अभी हमको याद करना है कि DCFR की शुरुआत कहाँ से हुई है। डॉक्टर KL सहगल साहब से लेके और फिर डॉक्टर के वास, डॉक्टर मानता, डॉक्टर AK सिंह और डॉक्टर अभिजीत शर्मा और ऑफिशियल डायरेक्टर रहे हैं। आज का दिन है उन सबकी जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है। आई थिंक वी हैव टू remember them, we have to appreciate them, and we have to pay our highest salutations to all of these. Not only the directors, I think all these staff members, the previous staff members, the founder staff members of DCFR and the present staff of DCFR who have been doing extremely well. मुझे याद आता है when I was a student in Garhwal University, I was in the hills for 10 years. और उस टाइम पे जो DCFR से जुड़े हुए थे, डॉक्टर जोशी, डॉक्टर त्यागी, डॉक्टर रैना, उन लोगों का लेट 70s और 80s में जो लोग DCFR से जुड़े हुए थे, तो they were all the founder scientists of the institute. और आज दिन है फाउंडेशन, एक ऐसा दिन है जिसमें हमको इन सबको याद करना है, इन सबको अपना धन्यवाद देना है कि इन्होंने इतनी मेहनत की जो आज DCFR इस मुकाम पर पहुंचा है। और दूसरी बात है, आई थिंक वी आल्सो हैव टू बी ग्रेटफुल टू द स्टालवर्ट्स इन ICAR who conceived this idea of NRC on cold water fisheries and then who upgraded this as a directorate. I don't know, I'm not aware, Dr. Jana will tell me, I'm not aware whether we have any such institute anywhere in the world, an exclusive institute for cold water fisheries. Maybe we have some cold water centers, cold water marine fish research centers, but a separate institute for cold water fishery research, to my knowledge, nowhere in the world. So that is the lead that ICR has taken. And over the years, the institute has come to a position when it is known, it is widely known now. Only thing is that we have to see that we are globally recognized for our excellence, for our leadership. I think that is what is required now. I think we are in a very happy mood today when the country is producing more than 300 million tons of food grains. Hats off to the leadership of the ICR, the DGICR, the DDGICR. The country is proud of our agriculture research and development, and so is the Dcfr now. I'm very happy to see the progress of the institute, and I'm also very happy to be chairman of the RSC. Thanks to DGICR, DDG, Dr. Jana, that they have given me this opportunity to know the institute more closely now. And I have gone through the programs. We have reviewed once, and maybe we'll get a chance again to visit again. And fishery sector, as we all know, is in the best of the phase. Whether it is terms of investment, I think we never had such kind of investment in the sector as we have today. The government of the day, the highest leadership, is committed for fishery research development. And we all know that what is happening in the sector. And I think what is also required today, that we also have to look at the history of cold water fisheries. I'm sorry I'm taking a little time because you will be concentrated on time. When you look at the Dcfr, we all know that the Dcfr had a center in the early 60s or 70s in Himachal and then the Kashmir. So that was the beginning. But simultaneously, the scientists of the day, the younger generation should know this history. That it's not only ICR, there were schools of excellence for cold water fish research, cold water fish biology research. Whether this is Kashmir University of Dr. S.N. Das, whether it is Humayun University, your next door, Professor S.S. Khanna, or it is the Garhwal Secretary, Professor H.R. Singh, and somebody from Northeastern universities have come recently. So they were the centers of excellence for basic research. I think Dcfr should compile all this information. We are in a position now. We should be a storehouse of knowledge, having our own programs, our own output, our own leadership. That's how we take a national leadership and a global leadership, because we become the custodian of knowledge also. That Dcfr is the one institute where you can find everything right from the historical developments. Similarly, I think the Dcfr also has to play a role of a mentor now. It's not only for all these, I mentioned these schools of excellence, their legacies are there now. Second generation, third generation. And then the fisheries colleges connected with cold water sector. Either it may be Bandnagar College or Ludhiana College or Srinagar College or Tripura College. I think Dcfr has to develop a strong partnership or linkage with these colleges also. And then the partnership with the state departments, the directors of whom the states are here, I think is very important. What some of the previous speakers also mentioned, I think research, as a research institute, I think we have a mandate and we are doing extremely well, but there is still a lot to be done. But a partnership with the state departments for development programs, research for development, I think that is very important. And for that, Dcfr having a partnership, but I think that has to be further intensified. And the state government, our state departments are also very proactive. Some of the state, all the state, Himalayan state, they have got a state. We requested them to declare a state fish. I think some of them were very proactively declared immediately. Mahashir is a state fish for 3-4 states. So other species, I think we have to work in partnership with them. Then the global leadership. The global leadership where? Global leadership with regard to Nepal, with regard to Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, your Mongolia, all these nations, So are we playing a leadership role the way we stand today? We say, we acknowledge, and we know when we are a center of excellence. But are we recognized globally? I think the time has come where under the leadership of Dr. Jana, I'm sure that the institute will get this recognition gradually. It doesn't come overnight, but it takes time. And recognition of an institution and also recognition of the individuals. That's also very important. Many times, historically, if you look, it is not the recognition of the institution or or the center or the organization, but recognition of the individuals is very important. Dr. Devijit, you mentioned some of the um, your work on even in reproductive physiology. You mentioned about the peptides, synthetic peptides, things like that. I recollect there were centers of excellence long back. If you look at PAU, Dr. Goraya, Delhi University, Dr. Sundaraj, PhD, Dr. PP Singh. So they were the centers of excellence in fish reproductive physiology. Individual leaders. So I think we need to have such leaders also in the sector, where schools of internationally, I don't have to tell because we have here Dr. M. Gupta Saab, Dr. Dalvi Kumar Saab, who have brought laurels for us internationally, and many other, Dr. B.R. Prasanna, Dr. B.R. Pillai, so many people, who brought this international recognition, international partnership. Many of us got opportunities when Dr. Gupta Saab was there with World Peace Center. We could enter into World Peace Center. We were experts for many international programs. We went to attend some seminars. I think if our leaders are globally recognized, that gives an opportunity to others also to excel globally. I think that's also very important. In nutshell, what I would say that DCFR is doing extremely well, but at the same time, I think there's a lot to be done. And I'm sure with the kind of leadership we have in the fisheries sector now, and the kind of infrastructure, the kind of support we have nationally and also for individually for the institutes, the make rapid strides in the years to come. With this, I once again thank and congratulate Dr. Devajit Sharma for inviting me to be part of this important program, and wish you all good luck and all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर। मत्स्य पालन के समस्याओं का अध्ययन, शोध और समाधान के संकल्प को दृढ़ता प्रदान करता है हमारा आज का ये दिवस। आप सबका पुनः हम स्वागत अभिनंदन करते हैं और निवेदन करते हैं डॉक्टर दिलीप कुमार CIFE मुंबई, FAO एक्सपर्ट और QRD के माननीय चेयरमैन, अगले क्रम में आशीर्वाद देने हेतु आप सादर आमंत्रित हैं।
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Jana Sahab, my seniors, Dr. M.B. Gupta, Dr. M. Sinha, Dr. Vas, and my friends, Dr. Lakra, Dr. Sugunan, Dr. Singh, and leadership of the states participating in this webinar, and also faculty members for different fisheries colleges of northern states, director of DCFR, and members of this DCFR families. I congratulate DCFR and all the members of the institute for really for celebrating this 33rd Foundation Day, and the more so was the way we have been briefed about the progress made so far by this institute. Really enormous progress uh, has been made, and it was mainly because of hard work and sincere efforts of the DCFR team working and those who have already retired. Uh, Already our colleagues they have uh, underlined very important points. First of all, Dr. Vas, and I fully agree with his observation that somehow our efforts are being diffused. We are not able to consolidate and concentrate on really uh, top priority programs so that we can put all our efforts we are able to achieve. And then also he said that see we want to really concentrate on aquaculture, development of aquaculture, and let this how this aquaculture is being used for ecotourism, let it go to some other relevant organizations. We should not diffuse our efforts there. I also I also agree that the way he said that resilience and climate change is there, and then we all are feeling its heat, and only thing that to see we need to have that to see how does we are make how we are able to develop resilient technology to face with. Resilient technology is really just rightly he said it is not a technology that is resilient, it is just working in all conditions, uh, varied conditions. But resilient means we should have more options. We should come out with more options. So depending upon the requirement, we have the option what we can use. I think that should be our approach. I also agree to the observation made by my senior and also that she, well, first time mentor Dr. M. Sinasar, who said that you see, currently uh, this entire cold water fisheries is really depending upon, especially aquaculture, only two species. And and that too, I I see that still we cannot say that you see it is really just growing or operating at commercial scale many places. So first of all, we will have to see that how it is a risk. We should be ready. We should have alternatives. So we also need to concentrate. And I think that you see many. I have gone through the recommendation of many, say, research council advisories, and invariably they have all stressed that you see, we need to work on indigenous species. We need to come out with biology, we need to come out with its breeding, larval rearing, so that how that we can really domesticate and then also just to see use for aquaculture. So that is one of the area that is very much required. Dr. Lakra Sahab was also just to see I also uh, uh, fully just to see agree with some of his observations. That is very important. That how thus we can we did we have a lot of say how we can consolidate and after that thus we can move forward, how we can establish our leadership in the region as just see we have. I think India is the only, or DCFR is the only institute really dedicated to cold water fisheries development. So really, that's what we need to do. Uh, Other one was there that you see, Dr. Bas also said that see we have gone diffused, we have so many. But this is not only with this institute. This is also with invariably in many of the institutes, and this is influenced by the policy ICR has. If the policy is based on not on papers, not on only on publications, if it is there that is what are the challenges in the farming sector and how up to what extent we have been able to address, your further career advancement will depend upon achievements made on this. If you have a policy like this, you see tomorrow this, you see we will have a very concentrated efforts will be made.
Huh?
this is required, and that is not in the
देखिए
hand,
तो चालू रहे थे
it is not in the hand of scientists. It is something that in the system. If
हाँ
we are able to change it, I think the city is going to bring a really real change. The other one, we will also have to make that to see what for we are doing research. It should be relevant. It should be relevant to the states. It should be relevant to the practitioners. So for that, whatever we are doing, we must see that it is relevant, and then only that you see we can have state will also understand that you see, yes, these are the centers where, especially northern states, they will say, okay, here we can go and we can get technology, we can get technical advisory system. So that way, it is very important that whatever we do, whatever we do research, and whatever our output should be highly relevant for them. But here I would like to say that you compare to many states, you see, many states that program, they have been able to send directly their personnel outside several times, had a good exposure. They had also programs where directly inflow of technology were also there from outside. And in the cold water fisheries, we must understand these are, let's see, this entire cold water aquaculture, mainly it depends upon a trout, and it is not our indigenous species. It came from western side. So naturally, they have more knowledge about that. And if we are able to send our scientists there, then really they will be really benefited, and they can have a better know-how, and they will be exposed to the recent, say, intensive technologies they are following, and that way I think they will be able to, they will internalize, and they can really develop their own. So that is required, this type of assistance from ICR for their capacity building is very much required, and that will also help them establishing leadership, and also providing really very useful support to the different states for the development of aquaculture. That is required. The other one I would like to say that this northern area is a high, northern upland area is a highly strategic area. When I was working in Vietnam, there they had a problem with China, and because of that, they were putting all out efforts to develop that. You see, aquaculture in mountainous region along bordering China. Because they wanted that you see our people should not feel their economic condition should be better compared to China, so that they are not lured. So that way, the same situation is here in our country now. Entire, I think almost 3,700 or 8,000 of these borderlines are there, and our all resources are located in that area. I think from a strategic point of view, I think we should give maximum importance now to aquaculture development in upland. They used to say that aquaculture development northern uplands of Vietnam. Here we should have. And then rightly, Dr. Say our Sinha Sahib already told that it is not possible that you have a location there in in uh, in Uttarakhand, and then you can cover all this. No, people, it is not that they can go for 10 days or 15 days, and then so you will only go and touch and come back. You cannot really go, you cannot take a dip there. So it requires that you should have at least 2, 3 centers in this area, so that you can really work more intensively in collaboration with the states, and then something will come out there. I think that you see, you have a great future, and then scientists and all of them are so really dedicated, and I think with the little policy support, a little support from ICR, I think Dcfr entire team will be able to excel, and then you will be yourself that will be able to uh, have your leadership in the region, and also just globally in the field of upland or cold water fisheries and aquaculture. Thank you very much. And really, I'm thankful to the director, Dr. Sharma Sahib, for inviting me to this webinar so that I am able to, this is a big opportunity, I am able to see our seniors, our colleagues, our friends, and I had some opportunity to interact and hear all of you. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद सर। हमने अपने गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर्स का आशीर्वाद अभी प्राप्त किया है। विशिष्ट अतिथि जनों का आशीर्वाद, उनकी अभिप्रेरणा अभी हमें मिलनी शेष है। लेकिन उससे पूर्व एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण सेशन हम प्रारंभ करने जा रहे हैं। रमानाथ अवस्थी की ये पंक्तियां हैं कि थक हार कर बैठो नहीं, प्रतीक्षा कर रहा कोई, हारे नहीं जब हौसले, तब कम होंगे सब फासले, दूरी कहीं कोई नहीं, केवल समर्पण चाहिए, काम करने के लिए मौसम नहीं मन चाहिए। हमारे निदेशालय ने कोरोना काल में भी पूरे मन के साथ इतने सारे विद्वानों को एक साथ यहाँ पर आमंत्रित किया है। हम सौभाग्यशाली हैं कि मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में उप महानिदेशक मत्स्य विज्ञान ICAR दिल्ली आदरणीय डॉक्टर J.K. जैना सर का सानिध्य हमें प्राप्त है। हम अनुरोध करते हैं कि अपने आशीर्वाद से हमें अनुग्रहित करने की कृपा करेंगे।
Good afternoon, one and all. Most respected dignitaries present in this important day of 33rd Foundation Day celebration of Dcfr. Most respected guests of the today, Dr. M.B. Gupta ji, Dr. Dilip Kumar ji, Dr. M. Sinha ji, Dr. K.K. Bhas ji, Dr. W.S. Lakra ji, Dr. A.K. Singh ji. I find several other delegates and invitees, my colleagues at ICR headquarters, Dr. Praveen, ADG Marine Fisheries, Dr. Bimal Mahanti, ADG Inland Fisheries, colleague director of CIFT, Dr. Ravi Shankar. I find several important dignitaries, director of fisheries from different state department, Mr. S.P. Mehta ji, director of Himachal Pradesh, Dr. Muhammad Amin Mir ji, director of fisheries Jammu and Kashmir, Mr. Jaishil Taba, Director Arunachal Pradesh. Jaishil, I am seeing you after maybe 30 years. Welcome, and he has been my colleague, my friends at College of Fisheries OUAT, my rather junior. Nice to see you. Then we have several of the state officials from different states. Mr. Purohit ji, Joint Director of Uttarakhand, and several other dignitaries, Dr. Subkidan Saab, our former ADG. Then I could see Dr. Bashav Raju, Dr. Mukhtar Khan, Dr. Afjal Khan. Congratulate you also on this day of Foundation Day, a birthday of your institute. Any birthday we like to celebrate, we don't like to miss. We like to invite every family members, every people who are for us. So you have been successful in inviting several of our colleagues, our rather I would say mentors of the sector. Friends, it is a day to celebrate. It is a day to congratulate each one of you. It is a day to convey our sincere thanks and gratitude to all those who have contributed to the cause of the sector and cause of the institute. And it is also a time to introspect. It is a time to have SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of this institute. I won't like to give any speech on this platform about what you have done, what you have not done, and all. I'm sorry to say that I have a meeting at 4 o'clock, important meeting at the ministry. That's why probably I requested Dr. Devojit to give me slot. I would have loved to be there with you till the end, but please forgive me for that. Yes, as has been told by all other previous speakers, all our mentors, guides, they have told they have also congratulated each one of you for the wonderful work being done in last 32 years or so. So in this context, we must cherish this. We must celebrate. It's the time to celebrate, definitely. But at the same time, we must remember also those who have contributed for the cause, bringing and in this process contributing to the sector. We have acknowledged all the time your contribution with regard to resource assessment, resource mapping, biodiversity study, your aquaculture aspect, whether it is breeding program, cultivation program, hedge culture, polyculture, or whatnot. In the high altitude as well as mid altitude, your work you have been doing high altitude on nutrition, health, and every aspect, whether it is high end research in genetics or even the biotechnology, every aspect what you have been doing, we have been acknowledging all those. But at the same time, before we, I go ahead in another 5 minutes, I would like to mention, friends, we have been working all those areas over the years. Several technologies we have been able to develop, and most of these technology have gone to field also. Stakeholders, definitely stakeholders have been benefited, but it is a time to again, as I told, to introspect and see, and also the what people are looking at us. The expectations have from all level, expectations from the farming sector, expectations from the state departments, expectations from the government, expectations from the highest office of the country, the PMO or Niti Aayog, have been looking at us. Nobody has got time today. As has been told rightly by Dr. Manoranjan Sinha Saab and Dr. Dilli Kumar Saab also, we are doing so many things. But should we do so many things with the given manpower with us, 32 manpower with us? Can we do justice of doing everything? We should be wise enough. That is what I am telling. We should be wise enough to see what the sector is looking at from us. We need to again shortlist. That is what is important in an exam. When you go for exam, you know there are minus marking also. You get 3 marks. If you do wrong, there are minus 1 marks. So you need to choose also which one you should do, which one is the priority, which one probably you may do mistake. If you do, there is a chance of doing mistake. So it is time for us to be choosy. That is what is necessary. A right decision taking is so important at this point of time. Given the critical mass we have, given the money we have for any infrastructure or doing any research, so it is very important for us to prioritize. In this endeavor, you are lucky. The institute like yours are lucky enough to have so many guides before you. All of them are here. Who is who in the fisheries and aquaculture in India are there today with you, have been linked with you over years. That is what have been told by each one of them. We have a strong RAC. We have a strong QRT who has been able to guide us over these years. That is what is so important for us. Today, nobody has got time. Nobody has time to wait. Everybody is in hurry. Everybody need that we perform maybe much before time. Time is given for 1 year, but after 6 months, people ask us how much you have gone. After 10th month, they ask, please submit an interim report. That is what is being done at this point of time. So we need, as I told, as an institute, we have performed well. We must celebrate. We must cherish for that. We are complimenting for that. But as I told, we need to be at our toes all the time. We need to be at all time to meet the existing expectations ready at all of the highest level, as I told. Probably never before in the earlier times, people are giving thrust on the sector like fisheries. You see some 20,000 crores investment by under under the program Prime Minister Matsya Sampada Yojana, whether it is by government of India or by whomever, never the sector had received that much of attention. Never we were talking for a separate ministry, you have a ministry. We are talking for a department, we have now a department. We have such a big program, we have NFDB, we have whatnot we have today. So that is what is important. Even the highest level PM is all the time talking about, friends, let me tell you, our DG gave a presentation before the Prime Minister about 1.5 months back. And he was asked to give a presentation for about 15-20 minutes, and it was before Prime Minister, never before, probably before a Prime Minister, DG gave a presentation for such a long time. Even though it was asked only 15 minutes, he gave a total discussion was 2 hours 10 minutes discussion. And let me tell you, we were asked from the fishery division to give one slide from the fisheries because generic things are there. When I gave one slide, again from PMO also, the instruction came that you give a separate slide on seaweed. See, when Prime Minister is talking about seaweed, talking about ornamental fish, talking about every sector of fisheries, see the importance of this sector, what we are receiving. When importance is given, that means expectations are also more. That is what is important today. We are talking of not only breeding technology, seed production technology, farming technology, feed or health. People are talking of waste to wealth. That even every time Prime Minister is talking, what is that waste to wealth work you have been doing? There was a discussion last week in the PMO on convergence with the different ministry with the fisheries, ICR with the Department of Fisheries, ICR with the Ministry of Commerce, ICR with the Ministry of Environment, how our technology reaches to the farmers. Whether it is Maragaurav demonstration program, any other program, SCSP, TSP, NEH program, several programs are in place. I know there are money, today money may be a constant, today is the COVID time and so forth, we do understand. But everybody is interested, how do we increase our linkage with the state fisheries department? At least you are lucky to have today several director of the state fisheries department. And your linkage has been quite good. And we need, institute like yours need not work for the whole country. It is only a selective 6-7 states. So how do we increase our focus is so important today for you. As I was talking under the Prime Minister Matsya Sampada Yojana, we have been talking of 22 million ton, whether 1 lakh crore export, we are talking of good domestic market, good everything. Everything we have been talking. We are talking of national fisheries policy, which Dilip Kumar Saab is involved rightly. He knows very well. Even the very ICR is being evaluated. A third party evaluation is being done. Everybody is looking. Your continuation of your scheme means your institute, continuation of schemes would depend on the third party evaluation, the rate the third party evaluation they do for your institute, whether you need to be continued at all. What is that justification you say for continuance? So at this level we are talking of. So friends, as I told, expectations are much more, but we are at it. We are working. I may assure all our seniors and guide supervisors that we are trying our best to see that the best we extract from you. We like to extract the maximum from you and try to again see that all those are infused in the research programs of the institute. That is what is so important today. As Sinha Sahab was telling, yes, right. I had told also during last visit to Bhimtal that we are for opening at least 1 or 2 center in somewhere, one at north at least, one at in the northeastern region. At least during the EFC time, we would like to see, if not 2 immediately, at least 1 immediately starts, and next one also in next 5 years. Definitely we intend to see 2 centers also. And I had also indicated that we have already taken decision for elevation of the institute from directorate to a national institute, a central institute of the cold water fisheries, which we will be, this will be done only during EFC time. We cannot do in midway during the EFC presentation next year. This will be included in the EFC, and I am confident, 99.9% sure that it will be done. That is what the confidence I have. I had discussed with the DG already, so he in principle has agreed. So all those different areas, this is the right time. We have RAC in place. Dr. Lakra Saab has been guiding us. We had QRT recently who has already given recommendation. We will try to do it. You are work on several new areas. For example, everybody today are talking of new technologies. Whether they are talking of cage culture, they are talking of recirculatory aquaculture system, bioflux system, blood. Please be cautious. Please be cautious. Today, in the YouTube public domain, so many pseudo experts are available, and people are coming to us only when they fail. 50% of the people who have started invested huge amount of money in the RS recirculatory aquaculture system and biofloc technology have failed, and after failing they are coming to us that please help us. I don't discourage, but what I am saying is we should be equipped enough to say, strong enough to say, also if this technology is sound technology, is good technology, is perfected, please advise. Don't advise something with the half-hearted knowledge. That is what is necessary. If you have proved that it is working, letter efficiency at the end of the day, it is not a 30 kg or kg, it does not matter. Circulatory system 30 kg or more, how much money at the end of the day I get. Whether I get 1000 kg or 1 kg, it is immaterial for me. In a country like India, anywhere you go, where you have 24 hours power, even a city like Delhi also you have a power cut. You are talking of a technology of RS, biofloc technology, where you need 24/7 power supply, good power supply. So all those things, when somebody comes to us, please also give caution. But at the same time, I am not threatening you that you to discourage people to initiate. We would also do whatever best possible. Only I assure you, on behalf of the council, on my behalf, I would like to say we are all the time available for you. Any advice, guidance, suggestion, bringing more people into the field, taking advice from our seniors, we will be there all the time. We would like to see that this sector grows, the institute grows. That is what is necessary for us. Thank you very much, sir. If you all agree, I will take leave. Already 10 minutes delayed, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Sir, can you give 5 minutes more? Taba Saab wants to say something, sir, in front of you.
Okay.
So
Thank
I
you, sir.
request Taba Saab to say, give his valuable suggestions and advice to us. Taba Saab, please.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Uh, First, let me congratulate Dcfr and its fraternity for conducting such a wonderful program on 33rd Foundation Day. And I'm so glad to be in midst of you. All the dignitaries, stars of galaxies of dignitaries are there. I'm so pleased. And next thing, to my respected Dr. Jena sir, who has called my name personally today, and I'm so glad to see you after such a long time. As you mentioned, after 33 years, really, I'm so pleased to see you in the screen, of course, not physically, but I must thank Dcfr and his fraternity for giving this opportunity.
Let me come to the point. Some issues. Many have talked about the evolution of DCFR from a simple institute now to a full-fledged, and I'm very thankful. Full-fledged, and I'm very thankful, especially on behalf of Arunachal Pradesh, that DCFR has helped us immensely. But then I must also confess, still there's miles way to go ahead, as earlier dignitaries just rightly pointed out. And I have some issues, particularly I'll be coming to the issues confronting with us, especially in Arunachal Pradesh. Uh, first would be, first I must say, I think northeastern, I think Arunachal has got the highest potential, as you all are aware. But these are still yet to be tapped. And the first and foremost thing I must say, uh, funding pattern has to be increased so that our activities can be increased in manifold. The second thing, uh, as rightly said, the technology evolved in this year. Bhimtal may not be percolating down completely wherever it is required. So it is my sincere request would be, as Dr. M.R. Sinha sir has rightly pointed out, controlling from a DCFR Bhimtal would be of immense difficulties, reaching all those needy stats. So earlier also, I think we had a proposal, especially in northeastern region, there has to be some sort of regional centers where actually we can really study in our own environment with our own manpower. I think that will be quite beneficial for our, especially I care for Arunachal Pradesh, as we have got vast potential in amongst northeastern states. And second, as rightly pointed by Dr. Sinha sir, research on other species has also to be emphasized. Now we are specifically putting effort on rainbow and I think brown trout. The other local species are also equally very important. So I must say that this year Bhintal should give more effort in other species also. Their management and their cultivation strategies and all the managerial aspect has also to be studied. For that, I think, as I said earlier, regional research center is a must. And third thing, I want to be very brief. CC raceways, which needs more modification. I think what we are implementing is with a very meager amount, and we have been offered only construction of CC raceways. That is, I think, half done work from the intake point to the finished this product. We should be given full this an amount, full monetary benefit has to be given. Now we are at this stage we are given only for raceway construction. The other head work and all other miscellaneous items are being not offered. So this my suggestion would be some modification has to be done in conferring the CC raceways estimates and all. And with this, I have nothing much to say. Once again, I congratulate DCFR fraternity, and I must thank everybody on this occasion. And I hope DCFR will go a long way, ushering really a blue revolution in, especially in cold water fisheries. Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद सर.
Thank you.
निदेशक महोदय का अनुरोध है.
Thank you, Tapa Sahab. I think our Dr. Jana sir will leave now because he has got some other engagement. Sir, on behalf of this institute, I profusely thank you, sir. And we really thank you very much. Grateful to you, sir, for your valuable comments, giving us enough time, at least 2 hours you have given to us, and also valuable suggestions. Not only today, you have been guiding us right from the front for many programs to be undertaken and in different directions, sir. Once again, sir, we also offer our gratefulness as well as thankfulness, sir, on the occasion of 33rd Foundation Day to you and also entire ICR team. Once again, thank you very much for being with us and giving us valuable suggestion and guidance. Thank you, sir.
माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदय को एक अन्यत्र बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण कर्तव्य निर्वहन के कारण जाना पड़ रहा है। हम हृदय से आपका आभार व्यक्त करते हैं। हमारे विशेष अतिथिजन अपने संभाषणों के साथ, अपने संबोधन के साथ हमारे मध्य बने रहेंगे और मुख्य अतिथि महोदय के प्रति एक बार फिर से हम सभी हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करते हैं। और विशेष अतिथिजन में हम सबसे पहले आमंत्रित करते हैं डॉक्टर CN रविशंकर, निदेशक CIFT कोचिंग को, कि अपने अनुभवों का लाभ हम सबको देने की कृपा करेंगे।
सभी को नमस्कार। Hope I'm audible. Hope I'm audible. Yeah. Most respected Jana Sahab and all my gurus. Pranam to all my senior gurus. I see so many. It's always pleasure to see all of you. Take guidance and mentorship from you. So I must thank Dr. Debuji for giving me an opportunity to meet all of you. So once again, pranam from and greetings from CIFT to the whole family of Dcfr. And thank you for inviting CIFT to be part of this, function. First of all, I would like to congratulate Debuji and the whole team of Dcfr for all the good work done. And greetings from CIFT family to everyone, and for all the compliments to all the good work you have been doing. I think all that so many suggestions are given by all my seniors, and Jana Sahab gave an overview of this and what is expected from you. Even recently, we were attending the meeting in the ministry. Secretary of Fisheries was also talking so much about the cold water fisheries. So I'm sure the institute will raise to that expectation and will do a commendable job. Of course, you have been doing a commendable job. Compliments to everyone from CIFT, and we hope that you will continue to do this. And one thing I would like to tell you, we have been having a very good collaboration with you, especially in the post-harvest sector. We have done a lot of programs, and we will continue to do this. When you increase the production of the cold water fisheries, naturally we have to develop ready-to-eat convenience products. We have to have a lot of interventions in the post-harvest sector. So CIFT will be very happy to handhold with you, join with you. So we'll be very happy to collaborate with you. So we are looking forward for a very fruitful collaboration with you, Dr. Debujit. Okay. Once again, greetings to all my seniors and congratulations and best wishes to Dcfr and the family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us, sir. Thank you for your greetings, sir. Thank you so much.
बहुत ही सीमित शब्दों में अपने मन की बात और हम सब की बहुत धन्यवाद। और इसी क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम अनुरोध कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर SP मेहता, निदेशक हिमाचल प्रदेश। अगले क्रम में अपने विचार करेंगे डॉक्टर SP मेहता, डायरेक्टर हिमाचल प्रदेश।
SP Mehta Sahab, I think he has left it. We can request ADG sir to give
संभवतः अभी डॉक्टर SP मेहता जी उपलब्ध नहीं है। हम अनुरोध करते हैं ADG मेराइन डॉक्टर प्रवीण पुत्रा सर का सानिध्य हमें प्राप्त है, अपने आशीर्वाद से हमें अनुग्रहित करने की कृपा करेंगे।
Good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned, we have a lot of stalwarts in the fishery sector. Today is a very important occasion, being the foundation day of Directorate of Cold Water Fisheries Research. I wish them a good foundation day to Dr. Debujit and also all his staff members. And this credit, of course, goes to the stalwarts, the seniors who have put in a lot of effort to bring this institute to this level. In fact, as we have been talking, the cold water fisheries, the fisheries sector in India, particularly when we talk about ICAR, It's all very resource specific. We have an institute for marine, we have for the cold water, we have for the fresh water, we have for the brackish water. So we have so many sectors, and the ICR looks into the different sectors. And the cold water, in fact, in the whole scenario of the fishery sector, has not been given much importance, because we always talk broadly about the marine sector and the inland sector, and the cold water forms a part of the inland sector. But very recently, as Dr. Jena also mentioned, the highest level in the government of India, under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, very specifically, they have allotted and they have given some target also for the cold water sector. So it shows that the government of India has been taking a lot of importance. And whenever we talk about the cold water sector, we always think about one fish, trouts, because it's very popular. In Delhi also it is very popular. So there is a lot of scope to see that this trout culture is done in a good way, in the sense we get trouts throughout the country, and in a very cheaper and very good rate. And of course, in association with Dr. Ravi Shankar's team, the processing factor, the value addition, there's so many things which can be integrated to see that this sector, particularly the cold water fishery sector, comes to limelight. I know that the targets are very heavy, and as the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana has given targets for increasing the fish production totally at the present 14 million tons to 22 million metric tons the next 5 years. And also in the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, they very specifically, as I mentioned earlier, also have given some target for the cold water sector. So this is a big challenge. ICR has to face this challenge to see that we also are contributors to the blue revolution, contributors to the fisheries sector. As Dr. Jana mentioned, the government of India, in fact, Prime Minister's office has been going on telling of the fisheries sector, focusing on 2-3 important things. One is on seaweeds, one is on ornamental fishes, and then on whole, to bring the new entrepreneurs to the sector. So they would like to have, in addition to the normal fishermen community, they would also like to have the youngsters, the new entrepreneurs to come forward so that this sector comes to the limelight. I don't want to talk much. Once again wish the Directorate of Fisheries for Cold Water Fisheries Research, the director, as well as all the best on their foundation day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I think Mr. SP Mehta Sahab has gone. So I request Mehta Sahab to address us and give the blessings.
Yes.
Mehta sir. Mehta sir.
डॉक्टर SP मेहता जी, डायरेक्टर हिमाचल प्रदेश, यदि जुड़ गए हों तो संबोधित करने की कृपा करेंगे।
He is on the line. बीस साहब वो he is on the line, लेकिन वो अभी शायद कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, लेकिन जुड़े हुए हैं, तो आप हम प्रोग्राम तक जा सकते हैं, सब क्लियर होगा और ये करें।
हम विनम्र अनुरोध करते हैं ADG इनलैंड फिशरी डॉक्टर BP मोहंती सर से कि हम सभी को अभिप्रेरित करने की कृपा करेंगे। ADG इनलैंड फिशरीज डॉक्टर BP मोहंती जी संभवतः हमसे जुड़ रहे हैं। यदि इस बीच डॉक्टर मोहम्मद आमीन नीर, डायरेक्टर J&K उपस्थित हो चुके हैं तो कृपया अपना आशीर्वाद देने की कृपा करेंगे।
नहीं जुड़ रहे हैं बिजी। सगुनन सर जुड़ रहे हैं। We can request सगुनन सर।
तो ये सौभाग्य की बात है कि हमारे मध्य आदरणीय डॉक्टर बीवी सगुनन सर उपस्थित हैं और इस वेबिनार के प्रारंभ से ही आप हमारे मध्य उपस्थित हैं, फॉर्मर एडीजी आईसीएआर, और आप हमारे मध्य प्रारंभ से ही अपने अभिप्रेरणा के स्वर प्रसारित करते रहे हैं। हम विनम्र अनुरोध करते हैं अपने फॉर्मर डायरेक्टर सीफ्री बैरकपुर श्री सगुनन सर से कि हमें अभिप्रेरित करेंगे।
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. Okay, I'm very glad to be present in this very important webinar. And after hearing Debajit, I am very happy that the institute is making a lot of progress and just gone a long way from when we started the journey as it was explained by Dr. Vas and Dr. Sinha, others. Yeah, I have some sort of a soft corner for this Dcfr, as all of you know. It was during my tenure as the ADG that we tried our best to elevate this organization to a full-fledged institute, but at that time, the DG had some problems, and he told that at best I can do is making it a directorate, and that he has done. But then that was a very good opportunity, because the business model that was suggested for that was is a networking business, and that model worked very well, and I was very glad to watch it working, and Mohanta gave a very good leadership for that, and he had a very good personal rapport with all the state officials, and you could make a lot of progress. And later, A.K. Singh and Debajit followed the same path, and you have made much higher progress. And as many other speakers pointed out, this institute has got a bundle of opportunities, and also there are challenges, but then I see opportunities more. There are two ways, there are positive things we can think about the institute. One is that you are the only institute which is working on a networking board. It is mandatory for you to be in touch with all those states where your locations are there. And just like our old coordinator project method, you are in constant liaison with the states, and that's a very good strength of that. Second strength is that you are a new institute, you have a young dynamic leadership, and at the same time, when it is young, you have got a lot of energy, whether it is individuals or it is institute. And I can see that because you have progressed very well, and a lot of infrastructure have been created. Earlier, your nagging problem was the manpower shortage, and that is solved to a large extent now, I can see. And I'm sure that with this kind of spirit and then leadership and that way that you are getting from your RAC and QRT, perhaps you can make much more progress. And then I wish all of you great success in your endeavors, and also I congratulate all of you for this celebration of your foundation. Good luck to all of you. Thank you very much.
इतनी देर तक आप सभी लोग हमारे मध्य उपस्थित रहे हैं, और ये आप सबकी कृपा और आप सबका उत्साहवर्धन निश्चित रूप से निदेशक महोदय और निदेशालय का जो एक कर्तव्य निर्वहन है उसे आगे बढ़ाएगा। यदि हमारे मध्य श्री H.K. पुरोहित सर, निदेशक उत्तराखंड की उपलब्धता है, तो आपसे सर अनुरोध है कि दो शब्द हम सबके उत्साहवर्धन के लिए बातचीत करने की कृपा करेंगे। डॉक्टर H.K. पुरोहित सर। और इसी क्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए प्रोफेसर A.P. शर्मा जी, यदि हमारे मध्य डॉक्टर S.P. मेहता जी, डायरेक्टर हिमाचल प्रदेश, डॉक्टर मोहम्मद आमीन मीर, डायरेक्टर J&K, डॉक्टर H.K. पुरोहित जी, निदेशक उत्तराखंड, और हमारे एडीजी महोदय इनलैंड फिशरीज हमारे मध्य यदि उपस्थित हैं तो मुझे सूचित करने की कृपा करेंगे हमारे साथी। आप सबका इतना बड़ा आशीर्वाद रहा। गोस्वामी तुलसीदास जी ने उत्तरकांड में रामचरितमानस के कहा है कि बड़े भाग पाइत सत्संगा। ये हमारा भाग्य था, सौभाग्य था, और निदेशक महोदय की ये बहुत बड़ी प्रयत्नशीलता थी कि देश के इतने विद्वान एक साथ एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर हमें बधाई देने के लिए, आशीर्वाद देने के लिए उपस्थित थे। मैं निदेशक महोदय से पूछूंगा कि यदि इन सब साहिबान की उपलब्धता जी, तो मुझे लगता है कि संभवतः अभी नेट की प्रॉब्लम कोई रही होगी। हम अनुरोध करते हैं अपने
साहब, एसपी मेहता साहब और मेरी साहब दोनों उपस्थित है, लेकिन वो वॉइस साइटिंग नॉट क्लियर हो रहा है, तो वो लोग बोल नहीं पा रहे, दे आर कनेक्टेड, लेकिन अभी नहीं हो रहा है। आई थिंक वी कैन गो टू फोट ऑफ थैंक्स, सम अपन हम जा सकते हैं।
थैंक यू। हम अनुरोध करते हैं डॉक्टर NN पांडे जी, प्रिंसिपल साइंटिस्ट, प्रधान वैज्ञानिक महोदय से कि कृपया सभी के प्रति धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करने की कृपा करेंगे।
सभी को नमस्कार। I have the opportunity to extend the vote of thanks.
डॉक्टर साहब एक मिनट, सॉरी, हमारे इसमें डॉक्टर बाल्की साहब, डीन कॉलेज ऑफ,
थैंक यू। Better late than never. Thank you. Better late than never.
Would you like to listen from him?
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. Really a pleasure for me to see my all gurus, Dr. Lakha Saab. Adab, good evening. And I am seeing Dr. Sugunan sir. I am also seeing here all my friends, Professor Nautiyal sir, and some of the colleagues I am seeing more here. My blessings to all of you and my good wishes to all of you. It is really a great moment for me. At least I am seeing the faces, fresh faces, well-shaven faces, and good, healthy faces. God bless you all. God bless you all, my friends, my colleagues. Dr. Sharma, I have seen. I am considering this cold water fisheries sector as my home, as my family. And in this family is a small group of people who are its members, family members. And I have seen this Dcfr right from NRC, CWF from Haldwani. It is journey from Haldwani to Bhimtal 1. What I call it as Bhimtal 1. It is not technically said so. When it was on the bank of Lake Bhimtal many years back, I would that time also visit this center. And now from Bhimtal 1 to Bhimtal 2, the present office accommodation where you are holding this chair of director, DCFR. A wonderful progress made during all these years, and all the directors whom I have seen in this directorate, in the capacity of directorate or as NRC CWF, they have been wonderful people and wonderful scientists who have contributed efficiently to the development of cold water fisheries sector of the country. It's a great moment only, honestly, to be connected with all of you. But simultaneously, I am seeing my friend Professor Nautiyal. He has grown beard also. He has turned white completely. Such a pretty face. God bless you, Professor Nautiyal. And then Praveen Putra also with a smile always on his face. All friends and Satpal Mehta also with a smile on his face. God bless you all again. Professor Dabajit Sharma, I have seen directors of this your center always, everyone director. But the dynamism, the leadership and the dynamism which you are showing, I have a salute for that. Kindly keep it up and develop a coordinated relationship with all the centers, all the status regions of the country in cold water sector. We used it in Sukwas, Kashmir, we used to be in close interaction with you quite often previously. But for some years I am seeing some sort of love lost. I don't know between your directorate and we are not collaborating. There is some reason for that. We need to coordinate and collaborate in some issues like evolving the economically viable feed for our trouts, especially rainbow and brown trouts. We need to think about those issues and some breeding and rearing of snow trout species, many of which are in the region. I would suggest you come forward and join hands again with us, with our university. We have a number of scientists in the university. Services of all my scientists are at your disposal anytime you wish. And we should develop that relationship which we have always enjoyed in the past 10, 20 years. With that, we will be able to contribute more and more for the development of fisheries sector of this country. God bless you all and God bless you. My blessings to you, Dr. Tabajit Sharma. Keep it up. You are doing a wonderful job. God bless you. My blessings for you and the whole fisheries family, especially in cold water sector. Thank you very much. I can't be with you for a lot of time because I have some other problems, little bit right and left. I may have to say goodbye to you. God bless you again. So nice of you, wonderful work you are doing. And then my friend was going to say a vote of thanks. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. We are very happy to listen our very senior dean and who is associated with this directorate since last long time. And really, with your blessings, sir, we are very happy at this occasion, sir. So, thank you very much, sir. And now I request to Professor Notial, sir, just for blessings words, sir. Professor Notial, sir, please.
सर आपका माइक ऑफ है, नोटियाल सर माइक ऑफ है आपका।
सर आपका माइक ऑफ है सर, प्लीज। नोटियाल सर, यस सर, यस सर।
Okay, sir. So I can see a few faces as the screen allows only few faces, but fortunately some very close people who are very close to me and I have been very close to them. Whether it is Dr. Lakra from CIFE, I mean now of course he has different businesses to attend, और हमारे मित्र जो हैं अभी हमारी दाढ़ी और हमारे बालों पे टिप्पणी कर रहे थे, खुद उनकी दाढ़ी बड़ी खूब लग रही है, अच्छी लग रही है. एंड वीवी सुगनन साहब, डॉक्टर दिलीप कुमार also I saw over here, and yeah, so these are the limited faces. Maniranjan Sinha साहब, I can see that. I really tell you, I want to congratulate Dr. Devajit for keeping up the spirit, and what was happening in past years has been continued and with more vigorously, I should say. Now, one thing I'd like to recollect is that I had a very close association with this institution in its different avatars. And beginning from when it was at Haldwani, and even before that, when it was at Jammu. So all through, I have been in touch with the cold water fisheries sector, and I am happy that they have also liked my presence. It's not that only me liking their presence, but they also liking my presence, and we had numerous opportunities, numerous exchanges, and these kind of, and they have provided various forums for discussion and for coming together. And this outsourcing part, Dr. Mahanta ke saath mein, I had number of interactions with Dr. Mahanta, and he promoted so many things, this outsourcing and interaction with the universities. And it was that time when I came into contact with all other people who are working in the cold water sector under this ICAR banner. So I want to thank the institution as such, now called as the Dcfr, but earlier the National Research Center. I thank this for giving me this wonderful opportunity to cut across the society, and from agriculture university to ICAR institutions, research institutions, and the university. I'm from a conventional university. So it has been a great opportunity all along, and I'm sorry I joined late because I came late from my lab. There were some issues and I got late, and then everything got delayed. So, but still, I think I was well in time to see everybody, and thank Dr. Devajit to invite me to this occasion. Earlier also, he has been very emphatically asking me to come back, and I did, and I do often come. Rather, always, I have always come, I should say. So, the whole institute, I congratulate the whole institute and their leader, current leader now, the dynamic Dr. Devajit. Even our acquaintance, Devajit and myself, has been from different scenarios. When he was in Shillong, Nehru, and then he came over here. So, in these different avatars,
There's been an opportunity of interaction, great times, many thanks to Dr. Debajit, to Dcfr, and to everybody present over here for giving me this opportunity to be amongst you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, Nortel sir, and we are very happy with your blessings at this very important occasion, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now, at the end of this very important occasion of this ICR Directorate of Cold Water Fisheries, Bhimtal, I have the opportunity to extend the vote of thanks to our chief guest and guest of honors and all special invitees and all the means participants of this event. So I, on behalf of Dcfr family and the Cold Water Society of India, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest of the day, guest of honors, and our special guest for gracing our very important occasion and providing us blessings to this institute. ये हमारा हिंदी पखवाड़ा चल रहा है और ये हमारी एक परंपरा रही है कि हिंदी पखवाड़े में जो भी हमारे कार्यक्रम हो या हमारा जो भी हमारे संस्थान का कार्य है, अधिकतर हम हिंदी में ही उसको करते हैं। तो मैं अपने आप को गौरवान्वित समझूंगा कि ये आभार, ये जो वोट ऑफ थैंक्स है उसको मैं हिंदी में यहाँ पर प्रस्तुत करूं। इसके लिए मैं सभी की आज्ञा चाहता हूं। सर्वप्रथम मैं अपने चीफ गेस्ट हमारे डीडी साहब, उनका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि अपने इतने बिजी शेड्यूल से वो हमेशा डीसीएफआर के किसी भी कार्यक्रम के लिए समय निकालते हैं, ब्लेसिंग्स के साथ हमें सजेशंस देते हैं और उनका एक जो मार्गदर्शन है वो हमारे संस्थान के लिए, हमारे संस्थान की प्रगति के लिए हमेशा बना रहता है। महोदय, मैं आपका हृदय से इस डीसीएफआर फैमिली और कोल्ड वाटर सोसाइटी ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। और आज के हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर, सबसे पहले मैं वर्ल्ड फूड लॉरेट अपने वेरी सीनियर गार्जियन डॉक्टर एमबी गुप्ता साहब का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। उनको हम आज तकनीकी कुछ समस्या के कारण सुन नहीं पाए। सर, आपका आशीर्वाद हमेशा इस संस्थान के साथ जुड़ा है। आप इस संस्थान में जब भी आए हैं हमें एक मार्गदर्शन मिला है और हमने उसको अपनी प्रगति का एक बहुत ही अच्छा मार्गदर्शन के रूप में उसको अपनाया है और उसको उसके आधार पर हम चले हैं। मैं आपका बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। और इसी क्रम में मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूं सिन्हा सर का, जो कि एक लंबे समय से इस संस्थान से जुड़े हैं। आपका इस संस्थान के साथ प्यार और यहाँ की जो एक यंग डायनेमिक साइंटिफिक टीम है उसके लिए मार्गदर्शन हमेशा बना है। सर, आपने क्यूआईटी चेयरमैन के रूप में, आरएसी चेयरमैन के रूप में इस संस्थान की प्रगति के लिए जो भी सर कहा है, जो भी हमें मार्ग दिखाया है, हम उस पे चल के काफी प्रगति कर रहे हैं और हमेशा आपके आशीर्वाद के साथ इस संस्थान को आगे प्रगति के पथ पर चलाएंगे। सर, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। इसी क्रम में मैं डॉक्टर दिलीप कुमार साहब का, जो कि हमारे अभी क्यूआईटी के चेयरमैन थे, और हमेशा सर ने हमें एक सीख दी कि तुम्हें लीडर बनना है। और अभी क्यूआईटी की जो क्यूआईटी के समय सर का हमें मार्गदर्शन मिला। सर की एक कही हुई बात में हमारे सारे जितने भी वैज्ञानिक हैं उनकी सोच में परिवर्तन हो गया। उसमें जो हमारे पब्लिकेशन, अब हमारे साइंटिस्ट पब्लिकेशन एक वर्ल्ड क्लास पब्लिकेशन के बारे में हमारी सोच है। हम जो काम कर रहे हैं, सर ने कहा कि एशिया में तुम्हें लीडर बनना है और इस इंस्टीट्यूट को लीड करना है। सर, आपका आशीर्वाद, आपका मार्गदर्शन हमेशा हमारे साथ है और हम उस मार्ग पर अपनी प्रगति कर रहे हैं और हम आशा दिलाते हैं कि जैसा मार्गदर्शन हमें मिला है उसके अनुरूप हम संस्थान की प्रगति करेंगे और इस संस्थान को, इस एशिया का एक लीडर इंस्टीट्यूट के रूप में डेवलप करने की कोशिश करेंगे। मैं सर आपका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। इसी क्रम में मैं डॉक्टर बादसर का, जो कि यहाँ के पूर्व निदेशक भी रहे हैं और हमारे भारत के कोल्ड वाटर फिशरीज के जो विशेषज्ञ और ज्ञाता है, उनका आशीर्वाद, उनका मार्गदर्शन हमेशा संस्थान के साथ जुड़ा है। सर, आपका जो भी मार्गदर्शन है संस्थान के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है और मैं आपके इस मार्गदर्शन के लिए और हमेशा जो दिशा निर्देश है उसके लिए संस्थान की ओर से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे वर्तमान आरएसी के चेयरमैन और इस संस्थान के लगभग सभी साइंटिस्टों के गुरु डॉक्टर लकड़ा साहब, जो कि आज हमने आपका आशीर्वचन सुना, आपका आशीर्वाद हमेशा हमारे साथ जुड़ा है और इस समय इस संस्थान को आरएसी चेयरमैन के रूप में आपका जो मार्गदर्शन मिल रहा है श्रीमान, वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है और मैं एक गुरु के रूप में और इस संस्थान के आरएसी के चेयरमैन के रूप में आपके दिशा निर्देश के लिए, मार्गदर्शन के लिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे पूर्व निदेशक साहब डॉक्टर एके सिंह साहब, जिन्होंने इस संस्थान को, यहाँ की जो वैज्ञानिक साइंटिफिक टीम थी, उसको साइंस कैसे की जाए, जो कि जमीन से जोड़ी जाए, किसानों से जोड़ी जाए, ये एक सीख इस संस्थान को प्रदान की और हमेशा आपका मार्गदर्शन और आपका आशीर्वाद इस संस्थान के साथ बना हुआ है। श्रीमान, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। इसी क्रम में मैं हमारे साथ जुड़े बहुत ही सीनियर डीन डॉक्टर बल्की साहब, जो कि संस्थान से लगभग 15 साल से भी ज्यादा जुड़े हैं, आपका आरएसी और क्यूआईटी के माध्यम से भी हमें मार्गदर्शन मिलता रहा है। श्रीमान, मैं आपका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। और प्रोफेसर नौटियाल साहब, जो कि हमारी एक डीसीएफआर की प्रोफेशनल लिंकेज रही है और नौटियाल सर ने क्यूआईटी और आरएसी में भी रहते हुए इस संस्थान को एक दिशा निर्देश दिया है और यहाँ के वैज्ञानिकों ने आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखा है। इस संस्थान के लिए जो भी आपका आशीर्वाद रहा है, उसके लिए मैं आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं सर। हमारे एडीजी साहब, हमारे डॉक्टर प्रवीण पुत्रा साहब, हमेशा हर कार्यक्रम में हमसे जुड़ते हैं, अपने बहुत ही व्यस्त कार्यक्रम से समय निकालते हैं, हमें कुछ सिखा जाते हैं और हम बहुत ही सौभाग्यशाली हैं कि हमेशा आपका दिशा निर्देश, मार्गदर्शन इस संस्थान को और प्रत्येक हमारे साइंटिस्ट को मिलता रहा है और इसी आशा के साथ कि आगे भी आपका ये आशीर्वाद हमेशा हमारे साथ बना रहे, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। इसी के साथ हमारे एडीजी साहब डॉक्टर मोहंती साहब का भी मैं बहुत ही दिल से शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि विशेष रूप से हमारे डीसीएफआर की प्रगति के लिए, हर चीज के लिए हमें मार्गदर्शित करते हैं और हमेशा एक आशीर्वाद के रूप में इस संस्थान को अपना मार्गदर्शन देते हैं। मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे प्रदेश के जो निदेशक महोदय, हमारे अरुणाचल प्रदेश के तावा साहब, जो कि हमेशा संस्थान के कार्यक्रम से जुड़े रहते हैं और हमारे बहुत सारे जो भी टेक्निकल प्रोग्राम है उसमें आपकी सहभागिता, आपका गाइडेंस हमारे साथ रहता है। आज आपका जो भी हमें आशीर्वाद मिला, मैं उसके लिए बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। और हमारे हिमाचल प्रदेश के निदेशक महोदय मेहता साहब, हम सुन नहीं पाए, लेकिन फिर भी डॉक्टर मेहता साहब हमेशा हमारे हर कार्यक्रम में, हमारे संस्थान के जो भी तकनीकी कार्यक्रम है उसमें, हमारी प्रगति में सर आपका मार्गदर्शन भी रहता है, सहभागिता भी रहती है, उसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। और जो कि हमारे डायरेक्टर कश्मीर के, हम सुन नहीं पाए लेकिन वो कार्यक्रम में जुड़े हुए थे, और डायरेक्टर, ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर उत्तराखंड रोहित साहब, जो कि हमेशा हमारे हर कार्यक्रम में उनका विचार विमर्श रहता है और उनकी सलाह रहती है, सहभागिता रहती है। इस सारी चीज के लिए मैं आपका हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। इसके साथ साथ मैं डॉक्टर सुगनल साहब, जो कि आरएसी और इस संस्थान से, एक सर आपका इस संस्थान के प्रति जो प्यार है और इस संस्थान की जो भी प्रगति, तकनीकी प्रगति हुई, उसमें सर आपका बहुत बड़ा मार्गदर्शन रहा है, आपका बहुत हमेशा आशीर्वाद रहा है उसके लिए। और आज भी समय समय पर आपका जो दिशा निर्देश मिलता है, मैं उसके लिए बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। इसी के साथ हमारे संस्थान के निदेशक महोदय, जो कि किसी भी कार्यक्रम को बहुत ही त्वरित गति के साथ तुरंत डिसीजन लेते हैं और कार्यक्रम करते हैं। यदि संस्थान के हित में कोई भी चीज होती है तो तुरंत उसको करने के लिए हमें हमेशा आपका मार्गदर्शन मिलता है, पूरा एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है। इस कार्यक्रम की सफलता के लिए, इसकी रूपरेखा बनाने के लिए, इस सब के लिए मैं अपने निदेशक महोदय का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। और इसके साथ साथ इस कार्यक्रम में जो भी हमारे परिवार के सदस्य, वो वैज्ञानिक हो या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से हो, जितने भी हो, कोई भी कार्यक्रम जब निदेशक महोदय उसको डिसाइड कर देते हैं तो खुद ब खुद सभी लोग अपनी जिम्मेदारी समझकर हर कार्यक्रम में अपना योगदान देते हैं। उस पूरे परिवार को, अपने DCFR फैमिली के हर सदस्य को मैं दिल से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। और अंत में इस कार्यक्रम की सफलता के लिए जो भी हमारा परोक्ष और अपरोक्ष रूप से जो हमें सहायता मिली, सहयोग मिली, उन सबका मैं हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
हाँ, बीस साहब